All right, I'm just going to show you how I mix up the food for the girls, the chickens. I have to fill up this bucket here, and this bucket goes into the coop. It's covered, and that way the boys, when they feed them every day, they can just take it out of here. But I'm the one who mixes it up. So I'm just going to mix several things in here and then pour it into this big square unit here, and then get in there with my hands and make sure it's mixed up really good. So the first thing that I'm going to do is add some layer crumbles, and I add quite a bit of this because they are laying. So I'll probably add about, I don't know, let's see, 5 or 6 of these little buckets. Next is a couple of buckets of scratch grains. And we do like to give them some dried mealworms, whether those are the fly type of a larvae or these ones here. It gives them a little bit more protein. And one thing we've noticed is that their feathers look really good when we give them plenty of this. And so I'm going to pour in some of these mealworms as well. And of course, now mealworms can be quite pricey. So this here bag here was about 30 bucks. It's gone up a bit, like everything else, but it really does help. So I'll show you what we did to kind of like cut the cost of buying so many mealworms. All right, but if I'm going to give them worms, I have to make sure to include some poultry grit. I'm adding some grit in so that the worms don't get stuck in their crop. All right, I'm also going to be adding some oyster shell, and I do add in their eggshells back into their diet as well. I dry them and crush them and add them back to strengthen their shells. All right, this is something else that we started adding in, and that is it's Nature Wise Feather Fixer, 18% protein pellet. And this, we just started giving them this to keep their feathers looking good, and to kind of like, I can't just give them worms all the time, so this really helps to kind of like fill the gap. Right, and something that's really good for them is actually the whole corn. So they love to pick at that, and it still has a lot of protein and a lot of the endosperm in there, and that is really going to be really good for them. So I'm going to add that back in, and of course they get whole corn, fresh corn, and they get a lot of leftovers and a lot of things from the kitchen. The one thing that I don't give them is chicken, just because it's weird. I don't give them chicken or turkey, but they do eat eggs. So anyway, I'm gonna dump this in the bucket here and then mix it all up. All right, so you can see it's really nicely mixed up, and it's got a good mix in here, real nutritious for them. I do give them oatmeal. When I make oatmeal for my kids, I'll give them some of the extra and the leftovers, and they tend to like that. Sometimes I give it to them dry. Oats seem to be pretty good for them. And yeah, there we go. So this is their standard daily. All right, I've got some things. I was cleaning through the fridge, and I got a bunch of greens. I'll do this sometimes when I clean the fridge. Stuff isn't moldy or anything like that, but it's just a little further along than maybe we're real comfortable with it. And so I'll throw it in a bowl, and the kids will take it out to the chickens. So I've got like some leftover Caesar romaine salad, no dressing on it, a bunch of microgreens that are still pretty good actually, strawberries and some blueberries and raspberry that they're not moldy, they're just further a little along, and also some purslane that I picked out of the garden, so hopefully they'll like that. And this is going to go out to the chickens. Max and Ruby are a couple of mallards that come to see us and visit with us, and I'm trying not to scare them, so I'm peeking out the window here, and they are visiting. Now, what happened was their food dish kind of like blew into the pool, so the food kind of expanded, and the pool guy thought it was poop at the bottom. It wasn't poop, it was the duck food. And so he got really upset, and he said we need to cover it and keep the ducks from coming around. And we said, well, no, they're our friends, we like them. And we bought a vacuum cleaner in case that happened again. We could suck it out before it got here. But anyway, so he said we got to keep it closed for a few days because he shocked the pool. And so I went and I bought them a little pool, and I put a ramp together with some fake grass on it so they can walk into the pool. And because they like to take a little dip after they eat, and I don't want them to stop coming around. I thought he was kind of mean about it. So my husband said he wanted to fire him and get somebody else, but I think he's just having a bad day. We're going to give him another chance here, but he needs to know that we like our ducks, and we don't want them to feel unwelcomed here. So, but we'll be more careful about the food blowing into the pool next time. They are so cute. You can see birds really love our backyard. They do. I mean, we get doves and mockingbirds. We don't get any pigeons back here, thank goodness, but we get almost everything else. So it looks to me like Max is looking at me. Ruby's in the pool, and he's watching after her. If you can see him, he's like just staring right at me. So he knows I'm watching him. But anyway, so hi, Max. All right, so as you can see, now they're okay with me watching them. They have both gotten into the little pool, and they are feeling comfortable at home now. We just love them to bits. They're just so sweet. Hey everybody. Okay, so I just asked Honey if he wanted to be in a video. He said no thanks. He's gonna work. Anyway, it was just Father's Day, and we have this little like fishing line in the schoolroom, and whenever there's a birthday or something like that, you know, and everybody's opened their cards, they actually get hung here for a couple of weeks or so. And that way we can keep remembering the celebration. But anyway, it was Father's Day, and so one of the things that Honey got was a new grill. And so if you saw another video that we had, there was a tag video on our other Cat on Point channel, and I mentioned how Honey didn't want a new grill. And I have a stainless grill that it's new, but he wouldn't use it because it's like, it's propane. And he wants to use the charcoal, which is great because he can cook on it, and it tastes amazing when he does. So we got him another one. We got him kind of a smoker. So I'll show you a picture here of the old one, and then I'll show you a picture of his new one. Okay, so, and then on top of that, we also did get him a Omaha Steaks gift card. But if you've been in Omaha Steaks, you know that they can be very expensive, very pricey. I went in there the other day to get the gift card, and I thought, oh my goodness, at these prices, he's hardly going to be able to get anything with this gift card. But if you wait, if you're on their mailing list, and if you're not, you should be if you want to buy from them, they will give you these 50% off store-wide sale cards in the mail. So he can take his gift card with the 50% off, which is just this week, I think, alone, and go in there and get twice as much or get a much better deal than he would if he were to just take his card. And trust me, the way to do it is only to go in with a 50% off coupon. But anyway, so I worked on my tomatoes this morning, and I think it was a mistake to plant watermelons near the tomatoes because the vines are all just crawling all over the place, and they're trying to grab onto the tomatoes. And so I'm having to refocus the vines elsewhere so that they don't drag the tomatoes down. And it's going to be a fight and a struggle, I think, now to keep the watermelons away from them. So anyway, that's interesting. In any case, gardening is just like one big lesson. You just learn and learn and learn, right? Constantly. Anyway, so the kids are in VBS this week, which is great. It is an amazing help to me because I get to focus on stuff that I wouldn't normally get to focus on around here, different projects. And that's what I've been doing. I've been working on the garage, cleaning out the freezers and you know, stuff like that, doing some gardening and things. Now, what I still need to do, which was on my bucket list for this month, not this month, this year, was clean out. We have this massive storage closet upstairs, and that needs to be cleaned out. I got to finish the garage. That storage, I don't even think I want to show you. I might do before and after when I start working on it, but it is a huge task, because when we first moved here, it was where we put everything that we couldn't get to, right? And there it sits, brokenhearted, waiting for us to get to work on it. And so what's happened over the years that we've been here is I'll go up there to look for something, find the box, go through it, and so then the box gets kind of mixed up and turned around. And just, you know, a few years of going in and out and doing that, it's become much more of a mess than it was. And that's where all the Christmas decorations go and everything. So that is going to be like a major feat. I think when that gets done, I will feel like the woman of the year, you know. So anyway, let me know if you want to see that. I'm almost embarrassed to show you, but it is part of life. Everybody has that gigantic, what do you call it, junk drawer closet, I guess, or the attic or the basement or the garage or someplace that is kind of like a catch-all, and that's our catch-all. Anyway, so I'm going to let you go right now. I just wanted to hang with you for a few minutes. I noticed I got a couple more subscribers to this page and for this channel, and I want to keep putting some more things out there so we can hang and get to know each other. Okay, guys.